everybody, welcome to the 12 Projects of Christmas. I'm Amy Rich with amyrich.net. My business website is amyrich.stampinup.net. We have not done an ornament yet, so I am going to use the Peace and Joy bundle to decorate a little ornament. But the real star of the show is actually the Ornate Garden Designer Series paper. These are all beautiful floral papers, but don't forget to check the other side. So when you flip these over, many of them have foil, gold foil in them. And I am actually going to use this old olive with the gold foil. I just think it's gorgeous, and I think it's perfect for the ornament that we're going to make today. I am going to bring in my Simply Scored tool. And I first of all want to thank Split Coast Stampers for posting this amazing ornament. Evidently it was posted earlier in the 2000s, like 2008 maybe they said, but they've recently kind of revamped it and put it up on their tutorial website. So I stole it, borrowed it, and I'm making it my own. So I'm going to use Designer Series paper here, whereas the first original design was made with cardstock. So I'm going to take a 3.5 by 8 inch piece of Designer Series paper, and I'm going to put the short side up across the top of my Simply Scored, and I'm going to score it at 1/2 inch, and then at 3 inches. So then it's just a 1/2 inch from each side. Then I'm going to turn it the other way, and again I'm going to do a 1/2 inch, and then again at 3 inches, and then at 5.5 inches. So I'm just going to fold on these score lines a little bit so that we can see where they are. It's going to be helpful, especially when this is already printed paper. It's easier to see the scored lines when we actually fold on them. So I'm just going to do that really quickly and get our tool out of the way. Now, using my paper snips, I am going to cut away on the 1/2 inch line. So I'm going to actually go up 2 scored lines. So here's 1 and here's 2. Let me score that a little bit better, fold that a little bit better here. And then when I trim that away, I'm going to go at an angle like that. Then we're going to come up here to the corner, and we're going to find where those 2 scored lines intersect. And I'm going to trim that away, going right through that intersection so that we've got a corner that looks like this. Then we're going to come down to this end, and we're going to cut in at an angle to the scored line, and then back up to cut this piece off as well. So this is what it's going to look like so far. Now we're going to go up to this top section here, and we're going to do the same thing that we did on the other corner. Trim that corner off up to that scored line. And then we're going to go to this score line, and we're going to V-cut that out up to the 1/2 inch line. So this is what we've got. To me, for these next scoring lines, it's easier if we bring in our trimmer so that we can see things a little more easily. So we're going to take this corner right here, and we're going to score it down to this corner. And when we use our paper trimmer, we can see that it's going to be straight because there's only one groove for that scoring blade to go. So we're going to do that diagonal, and we'll fold it right away. Then we're going to turn it the other direction and diagonal score it from this corner to this corner. So the same thing again in the next section, but the opposite direction. Then we're going to go back the other way and score that last section in the same way. Now we'll take our tear and tape, and we're going to put tear and tape on each of the little tab sections. And then we're going to just make sure everything is all nice and folded on those score lines. It'll be a lot easier that way. Okay, we're going to flip this over so that these two, the side with two tabs is on the top. And then I'm going to bring in a loop of old olive ribbon that comes from the Trimming the Town suite in the August to December mini catalog. I have cut it 8 inches, made it a loop, and tied a little knot there. And we're going to lay that here. And I'll show you in a second. I'm going to grab the tear and tape paper if I can. So we're going to lay that knot right inside of here and bring these two sides together, tucking the one with the tear and tape under the other one so that we've got a nice corner with our ribbon so that we can hang it on our Christmas tree. Love it. So cute. All right, so then we've got these other 3 sides that we're going to have to get fit into place. So there are 3 sides here, 3 sides with tear and tape, so you know what to do. We'll take the tear and tape paper off of this side, tuck it in over here, maybe. And then get our fingers in there to really make sure that gets nice and adhered. And then do it the next section as well. I lost a fingernail or 2 this week, and I can tell. Tuck that one under and get in there as best we can. Maybe just crease it a little bit from the outside. And then finally this last piece. And adhere that together again as best we can, because it's kind of, we can't get in there to adhere it, but we'll do the best we can from the outside. Okay, there's our ornament. Now we're going to decorate it. We're going to start with a couple just little strips of cardstock. Whisper White. This is 1 by 2.5. Old Olive, which is the color of the paper in the ornament, is 1 by 2 3/4. And we're going to bring in the banners Pick-a-Punch and just get that into the punch. Now, when it's short like that, it tends to shift a little, and I don't want you to get frustrated when using it. So what I do then is look on the back, see how it can easily shift even though you think it's going to be in this tray here. You just got to look from the back and you'll be able to get that banner cut right where you want it. So that's just a little tip for those shorter pieces of cardstock. So we're just going to check back here to make sure and then make our little cut. One thing I did do in advance is I used the Joy die to cut out a Joy from the gold foil sheets. So that's done already. Then we'll grab a piece of just a scrap of Whisper White cardstock, and then a couple of the stamps in the stamp set Peace and Joy. Going with our Old Olive ink first, we're going to stamp those holly leaves. Then with the Real Red, we'll get those berries in there. And then using snips, I just cut those out so that they're ready to help decorate our tag that's going to go on the ornament. Next, I'm going to grab this punch just for that little circle there so that we can punch holes in the tops of our tags. And notice I wrote fancy. That means this punch is called Label Me Fancy. I was getting the Label Me Fancy and Label Me Lovely punches wrong all the time. So I thought best if I label them. So we're going to stick the top of our tag in, not so that you can see the white cardstock here in the middle. So we want to bring that in a little bit. Get it as close to the middle of the tag as you can. You can eyeball that and do the same thing with the olive. Now we're going to bring that ornament back in. Fold the ribbon to a point and then feed the tag through there like that. We'll do that with the white one as well. They're just going to layer. Like I said, the old olive one was about 1/4 of an inch longer than the white one, so that when they layer together, even if they're sitting one on top of the other, they are going to be seen, both of them. Then we'll go in with another piece of the ribbon, put it around the loop. It's kind of a weird angle. Sorry about that. And then we're going to tie close to the tags. It's getting away from me, sorry. We'll scooch it down now. There we go. And then we're just going to tie a little bow. That does a couple of things. First of all, it gives another little decoration to the ornament, but also keeps the tags on. Let's decorate the tag further with these two pieces. I'm going to adhere the holly, and it's going to stick off the side of the tag, just like this. And then take the joy and the fine tip glue pen, and actually I'm just going to be right in the middle. So I'm going to go over the O and then a little bit on each side. Then we'll adhere that to our tag like this. So I hope you've enjoyed this fun ornament for the 9th in the 12 projects of Christmas, and I hope to see you back for project number 10.